Hi, class, and welcome to Church in the Community from Moody Bible Distance Learning. This is your fearless leader, Professor Jefferson, and I want to welcome you to week four. Week four! At the end of this week, we're halfway through, and so at this weekend, we'll be halfway through. So I just want to give props and shout out to you guys. You've done a great job. I've been reading your discussion boards and your papers. A couple of things. First of all, I know Blackboard is being buggy. It's buggy for me too. I'm having a terrible time grading. It's taking me forever to get through. Some of the assignments won't load. Once they do load, I can't get it for my comments to go on them. It's all kinds of mess. So I know they're working on it. We're going to be graceful, right, with IT, and they're going to get this done. I know they can. But I understand. So if you need to email me your assignments, I'm fine with that. I'm just going to have to really keep up with it, but I can do that. So I'd also just ask of you, when you're doing a paper, make sure to proofread, read it out loud to make sure that it flows, that like as you're reading it, you're like, does that make sense? And make sure to spell check. Remember, that's my pet peeve. And download Grammarly, which will check your grammar for you. And make sure you're writing in clear, short, concise sentences, and that you're writing clearly with your points. So week four, what we're going to be doing is we're starting to talk about ethnography, and you're not going to be doing the interviews yet, but you're going to be writing some interview questions. So you're going to have an assignment where you're going to write interview questions for individuals. You're going to do some surveys for groups, and then you're going to do a two-page double-spaced paper, two-page only, double-spaced paper, giving me your justifications for why you use those interview questions and why you use those survey questions. Remember that we're looking at the culture of the community, we're looking at the community needs, we're looking at the community networks, and how you can bring shalom to your neighborhood, how you can increase the effectiveness of your outreach and your gospel reach. So that's your assignment, the ethnography assignment. There's a lot of reading to do with that. The neighborhood, where's my book? Neighborhood Mapping, which is a really, really good book. I would highly recommend that you look at the appendices, because that's where interview questions are and survey questions, and you have a lot more reading to do than that, but that's going to help you out. And then the discussion board this week is ethnographers obviously are held to a standard. And so the standard is the principles of professional responsibility of the American Anthropological Association. And what you need to do is read through those and ask yourself, should Christians follow this? Can you follow this? Or can you not? And why? And then let's discuss it. Let's have a discussion on the discussion boards. Okay. So with that said, the question of the week is: if you could go anywhere that you've never been, where would you go? And for me, it would be Australia. It would be the Great Barrier Reef. I've always wanted. I've never snorkeled. I've always wanted to. And if I'm going to snorkel, I want to snorkel on the Great Barrier Reef. That would be completely amazing. I'm also an American history nerd, so I'd love to go to Boston and Philly to see some of that. My brother lives near Philly, so hopefully I'll go visit him. They're going to take me into Philly, and I'll be able to see all the sites that I want to see. So with that said, do you have any questions, any comments, any prayer requests? I do. My spiritual daughter, Cheyenne, and her husband live in Orlando, and she's getting kind of antsy about Hurricane Irma. It is now a Category 5. It is a monster storm, and there's reason to be concerned. It's still days out, but there's reason to be concerned. So please say a prayer for Cheyenne and John, if you would. So that's it. Onward and upwards.